Let's add a custom bush to Minecraft. If you want to go deeper, the 26.x modding courses are linked down below. 30 plus hours covering complex block entities with fluid and energy handling, custom mobs, custom networking, and even custom biomes and dimensions. Everything you need for 26.x all in one place, linked down below in the description. Alright, my friends, back into once more, and in this tutorial we'll be adding a custom bush block together with berries to our Minecraft mod. Now, how difficult will this be? It's actually not that crazy, although as per usual, there are a couple of things to notice and to take note of, basically. And for it, I highly recommend you look at the Sweet Berry Bush class. This is, if you press Shift twice, you can look for the Sweet Berry Bush block right here. And this is basically the one that we're modeling this after. In this case, we will actually simply extend from this class and only change the get clone item stack method right here with the sweet berries, as well as the use without item method. Although the change that we're using is we are not using a interact loot table. We will simply pop the resource and give it an item stack based upon, you know, what the count is, as well as how much it's grown. My reasoning for this is just because I don't want to make another loot table, which would in theory be another type of loot table. We would also need to make the resource key for the loot table. Isn't the worst thing in the world, but still, I think if you only have like one or two of these, it really doesn't matter that much. If you want to go for like full compatibility, full craziness, then yes, it would make sense to use a loot table, but in this case, we're going to be fine. Regardless, let's start over here. As per usual, all of the code is available to you down below. In the block custom package, we're going to make the honey berry bush block over here, which will extend the sweet berry bush block. Hover over this to create constructor matching super. And as I teased, get clone item stack method overwritten with a deliberate error over here, as well as the use without item method. Because we will need the honey berries to be, well, added anyway, we can keep the error for now. Let's register the block first. Then after that, we're going to register the item. And then after that, we're going to go back to the bush block class. So for this, we also need a new block registered over here, which in this case is going to be the honey underscore berry underscore bush. And this is quite important that it is also using the register block without block item method. As, of course, in this case, the block item associated with the honeyberry bush is going to be the honey berries themselves. So that's very, very important. This is the honey underscore berry underscore bush, exactly right. Then for the properties, of course, we'll use the honey, not the honey block over here, but rather the honeyberry bush block. Honeyberry bush block, there we go. No collision is not correct. We do want random ticks. We do want an insta break. And we also have actually the sweet berry bush sound type that we're going to use. And that should be everything we need for. That should be all we need for the block registration. Then let's move on to the mod items class where, like I said, we're going to register the honey berries. So this is going to be very similar to the seeds right here. Just this is going to be the honey underscore berries. And then, of course, the name here is honey underscore berries. Well, you gotta write it correctly. There we go. And then that's going to be okay. It is also a block item. And here, we're also going to use the honeyberry bush, in this case, as the block for the block item, of course. And there you go. Let's just add this to the creative mode tab, because I would 100% forget that if I don't add this. And then we can move on from the rest and go back to here to the bush block. The bush block, the get clone item stack, very straightforward. It's a new item stack with mod items.honeyberries over here. Very straightforward. And then the use without item method is going to be done like this. We're going to, first of all, get the age. The age is simply state.getValue age. That is exactly right. Why do we have access to this age property over here? Well, if we look at the sweet berry bush, like this max age and age, luckily both of those are public and static. So we can simply look at them and like access those two variables easy enough. The boolean here is grown. So then we have a boolean for if this particular honeyberry bush is grown. That is equal to age equals 3. So we're basically an equals operator or like a comparison operator to say, hey, if we're at age 3, then we are fully grown. If age is bigger than 1, then we'll do something. And if it is not, meaning that it is 1 or 0, then we will simply return the super call. Okay, fair enough. And then the rest of this happens if this is at least at age 2, because you already can get a honeyberry from that, or like a berry from it, and you just get an extra one if it's fully grown. So the count over here is going to be an integer count equal to 1.level get random next int 2, meaning that you either get 1 or 2. I'm pretty sure this is non-inclusive if I recall correctly, although I'm not 100% sure. Then we will call the pop resource method right here, where we pass in the level, we pass in the position, we pass in a new item stack of mod items dot honeyberry, and then a count where we pass in the count plus, and this is exactly right. So this is a ternary operator over here where we say if it's grown, we add another one to the count, and if it's not grown, we just don't add one. So it's 0. Very straightforward, nothing too crazy. You can also double check that the sweetberry bush does almost the same thing. Like I said, it uses the built-in loot table, which obviously does the same thing as this one right here, but in this case, that's fine. And then theoretically, you could actually just copy over the rest of the use without item method right here, 1-to-1. And, well, the only difference is that the server level here is called level, but we can simply do this, and all of a sudden you can see the rest here works 1-to-1, with the exception, of course, of the last one where we return the interaction result of success. Now, the rest of this, obviously, here we play a sound, should be more or less self-explanatory, and here the pitch is randomized. This is a very cool thing that they do with a lot of different sounds, just so that, you know, let's say you have like 100 bushes and you want to all harvest them one after the other, so that it doesn't sound all the same, like dot, 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 like they're very monotone. You have the pitch down a little bit, and then you get up to 0.4 randomness up, which makes this sound completely different. I highly recommend you test this out for some of your own sounds as well. We'll deal with this as well when we add a custom sound too. Then we set the new block state to, well, age 1. So we're basically resetting the berry bush that we've just right-clicked and just harvested from back to age 1. And that is just handled with these 3 methods. And then we say that was a success. So we do a right-clicking animation, and that is it. That is the honey berry bush block class done. What else do we need? Well, we need quite a bit of data gen, starting with the loot. For the loot, there is sadly nothing really else to do than to go to the sweetberry bush block again and take a look at where it is registered in the blocks class over here. Then follow this by control left clicking on the block field, and then going to the vanilla loot right here. And this is basically going to be the loot. So there's no real other way than to simply take this and copy it over, because there's no method that we can call, because there's only one berry bush and they have not really changed this. So here, of course, we're going to change quite significantly the way that this is structured, because I really don't like the exact structure. Although, you know, how do I like it? Like, how it's done, I don't know. Like, it's very hard to say. I'm trying to just make it like somewhat uniform, and then we can also press Control Alt and L to like reformat it a little bit, and then it's a little bit nicer to read. Here, very importantly, of course, we need to go through and, you know, change this to modblocks.honeyberrybush, and then the same thing goes for the 2 times that is mentioned right here and right here, very important. And then finally, the sweetberry bushes, which, first of all, this one, sweetberry bush block. In theory, this could stay, because we're using the same age property. However, I do recommend changing it to the honeyberry bush block just to be 100% safe. In theory, it should work, but just in case. And then, of course, instead of the sweet berries, we're going to have the honey berries that are going to drop. And those are the changes we need to make that are immediately apparent, unless, of course, you say the red elephant in the room over here, which is a holder lookup. What does that mean? Well, if we want to have, you know, we're basically going to apply a bonus, a uniform bonus over here if a fortune enchantment is used on this particular block. And to use that, we want a var at the generate method that is the code enchantments equal to this.registries.lookup or throw, and then the registries.enchantment. There we go. This is a holder lookup, registry lookup. Sounds a little bit crazy, but idea is just that you basically give it a key, right? So a resource key of a certain data type, right? So of anything that is registered via a JSON file, and it basically validates, hey, does this exist? You know, we can use this, and adds that particular key in here. In this case, it would be a uniform distribution if we are cutting down the honeyberry bush with a fortune enchantment. It's a very similar thing that we've seen in the multiple ore drops. Nothing too crazy here, so there we go. Yeah, so we want that one as the loot table, and then we can move on to the, not the paintings, but the models rather, where this is where we're going to use the create cross block method over here with modblocks.honeyberrybush, with of course the honeyberrybush.age, and the same stages, this case 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, that's not quite right because we also need the property apparently. No, I'm just crazy. The age property is the third parameter. The second one is of course the not tinted. How could I forget about this? There we go. So there's the honeyberry bush, then the block model generator plant type of not tinted, then the age, and then 0, 1, 2, and 3. Notice here, of course, that this is, this is always going to be the same for the bush. If you want a different number of ages for the bush, you of course need to implement that pretty much exactly the same way that we've implemented custom crops in the last tutorial. Now, there is one thing missing, one tiny thing, and that is the item itself, right? The honeyberries. Well, hold on a second. They are not only a block item, they're also a food item. Exactly. So we can simply add another food properties here. We're going to do this for the honey berries over here. Let's say this is going to be 2 nutrition and like a 1.5 saturation, and then add that as well as properties. Luckily, because it is only properties, it doesn't really care if it's a food, if it's like what type of item it is. We simply say this is the honey berries food, boom, done and done, right? If it's a block item, it's a block item because we can still eat it, no worries whatsoever. This is pretty cool. And of course, if you want to, add like a different consumable, making it like faster to consume or anything like that, you can always double check that and change that as well if you liked. All right, last are the assets over here. First of all, of course, with the translation, honey berries, nothing too crazy. And of course, as always, I highly recommend you still add the honeyberry bush over here too, because it just makes a lot of sense. Then we're going to get ourselves the textures, which of course for you are available down below for download. This is going to be the honeyberry bush stages 0 to 3 inclusive in this case, and then also the item of the honey berries themselves. There we go. That is going to be all of that done. And with that, I actually think we are done. So let's run the data gen over here. No, that's going to be data generation. There we go. And once that is all generated, well then I would say let's jump into the game and see if it works. All right, fans, I'm back in Minecraft. As you can see, the honeyberries have been successfully added to the game. And if I set them down, you can see there we freaking go. And of course, we can also have them be grown. Oh, that is, well, there's, that is very interesting. I guess no collision was right. Did I think of something else over here? Well, that is definitely not what we have in mind over here. Let's just quickly fix that. No, it is indeed correct. The thing that was not right was insta-break. This should be insta-break, but it should be no collision. Or rather, wait. It should be no collision and not insta-break. So we have to remove the insta-break and add the no collision, and all of a sudden, it all works as intended, as you can see. And we can, of course, right-click and get the berries out. And if I'm in survival mode, I could also, in theory, get those out as well. This, of course, doesn't work. However, that works absolutely fantastic. And that is custom berry bushes over here added to Minecraft. Awesome. And that's going to be it for this tutorial right here. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you for all the supporters on Patreon and YouTube. Don't forget, if you join as a Stonebricks member on YouTube, you're going to get up to 14 days of early access, including this video right here. We'll add custom water crops. Hope to see you there. So, yeah.